We're back with happy endings here on the Game House. I am Holy Goalie, along with Nick D. Nicola, as we bring in the funky, edgy rock guitar music to our happy endings here. And joining us, somewhere in some desert, somewhere, we have the Queen for the Queen. Yeah, Edie Sellers is joining us. Welcome back to your own show.
Oh my God, I can't believe how much I miss you guys. And just to let you know, I am still in the desert. I am still at Burning Man in Black Rock City. We were just about to shut down the internet that we have pumped into our RV. I'm sitting in my RV looking out over a very empty desert as all the final workers are all getting out and doing their stuff. And we're leaving today. Was just breaking down, sat down, and holy crap, there's somebody calling on Skype. I can't believe I'm actually podcasting from Black Rock City.
Is this going to be a long story?
No, that was it. I miss you guys.
Well, we haven't busted your balls in weeks, so we had to do that.
Yeah.
There, but
I
start off quickly.
I can't believe how much I miss you. It's like you think, I'll just leave the podcast for a few weeks. It'll be fine. It'll be in good. It'll be a good way to just take some time off the podcast, put it behind me, put it in the back of my head, and God damn, I can't believe how hard it is to be away from you guys for 3 weeks. I really rely on you being my friends. All the podcaster, all the listeners being my friends. I haven't heard from Darn Ragnar. I haven't heard from Tor the Weege. I haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah, they were all asking if you were going to be on this week, and I says, Jesus, as far as I know, no, but here you are. So that's good. And I know what you mean, because when I was on the Ratcast, a couple times I couldn't do it, and boy, I tell you, you do miss it. Sometimes it's a nice break, but sometimes
It's like a nice break the first week, and then any subsequent weeks, it's like something's missing.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. It's like there's a hole in your life where you're used to having to have time and putting your mind into doing the podcast, because it's not just on Wednesdays when we're doing it. It's for me, it's like all the time. And to just completely unhook not only from you as people, but from the podcast community, it's really leaves a very big vacuum, even if you're busy. And I have been so busy this last week. Almost killed about 8 hippies sitting in the middle of the dark playing music in the middle of a high-speed chase with a couple of motorcycles that were trying to break in. And I came about 20 feet from hitting them at about 45, 50 miles an hour. And they had no clue. No clue.
Those damn hippies.
They're just like, whoa, what was that?
No, they were like, man, that's tripping. Found them later. I'm like, do you realize how close you all came to being killed and or maimed? And I was not the person that confronted them, because they knew that if I went up and confronted them, I would have just punched somebody. I was furious, because that's our greatest fear, is to run over somebody in the dark. But yeah, good week. Man, the event itself was bigger, not just in people, but in the size and scale and the frenetic activity than anything I've ever seen. Totally chaotic. In fact, I was glad to be outside the city most of the time, riding around in the dark, looking in. I was happy to not be in that. But there is some awesome gaming stuff out here. You wouldn't believe.
Really?
Yeah, they had a section of it called there's been a number of small, like, Burning Man type fire. You mix fire in a video game, and on a very large scale. And they kind of all coalesced together in something called the Charcade, where they had Dance Dance Emulation, which has been out here a couple of years, and I guess this is the last year it's going to do it, which is you have to dress in a fire-retardant suit, and it's a 2-man game, and it's Dance Dance Revolution using like a 40-foot screen. But you are on a platform that if you miss a step, it shoots you with fire in the face.
Oh, Jesus.
And if it's hard enough to play Dance Dance Revolution, try doing it in a fire-retardant suit in the desert. It is not easy. And then right next door to it was, what was the name? I'm looking at Kev, Engineer Kev. There was a Guitar Hero. I can't remember the name, what they called it, but it was a Guitar Hero version where it was probably a 25-foot screen, and it was one person Guitar Hero, and they had tubes on the top of the screen of the 5 keys. So whenever you would hit a key, that a tube would go off, in succession. So as you were playing, you were shooting fire into the air.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I actually have video of that, and I'm going to post it up to YouTube. And I actually talked to the guy that played and said, "Is it okay?" He's like, "Yeah." I couldn't see his face, but that was really neat. Then they had a whole long big section of skee ball with fire, where if you got, depending on how high a number you got this in the roll of the skee ball, it would shoot up flames, either out towards you, not to where it could hit you, or up in the air. And that was fun. And then there was something that was called Street Fire.
I'm starting to see a theme here.
Yeah, Super Street Fire. That's why it's called the Charcade. Super Street Fire, where when I saw it, one of them was not working, but I know that they got it working. Where it was, you would wear gloves. I thought it might be Kinect enabled, but I heard later that it was actual gloves. And you put on gloves, and then you have 2 people on platforms probably about 50 feet away from each other. And then between them, there were fire pots that would shoot fire from the ground around you. And depending on the moves that you did, when you tried to do an attack that would be like 2 hands, 2 palms forward, boom, out, it would shoot fire at the person on the other side. And then that person could block the fire with a motion and then not score a point. So you would essentially be like playing a big Kinect Super Street Fighter, but instead of it just being your motions, it would actually be fire that you were shooting at somebody. And I've got that on video as well, at least one of them working, so at least demonstrates how it works. And of course, you would hear in big speakers, Hadouken, when you made a score.
Okay, they have to have some like Street Fighter related thing in there.
Right, of course. And then the final thing in it that wasn't working when we went by was the flamethrower shooting gallery, which it was completely non-operational when I went by. But there was a big sign, and it was there, and it was like these 5 games just kind of out in the center, and you could just go play as much as you like. And it's just some really, really neat video game kind of stuff out here. But it was all centered. It's always been here in various forms, but it was all centered in the Charcade, which made it just such a huge center of just gaming goodness and nerdiness from all levels. There were some really good Guitar Hero players, which was really fun to watch on somebody playing on Expert, a really, really hard song, because of course it was just flame everywhere. But yeah, that was the only gaming that I have done, or at least seen in the last 3 weeks.
Kind of sounds like a bad game show.
It's like a bad game show that could kill you.
An awesome game show.
A futuristic game show where you die,
Right, exactly.
I would love to see Wipeout, except instead of falling into water, you fall into fire.
Ooh. Yeah, that it could be done. Man, it's Burning Man. Everything could be done out here. There's no shortage of imagination. So, how have you been? I listened to a little bit because I haven't had a lot of time. It's just been for me sleep, eat, work for the whole week. But I did listen to short bits of the show, and I guess you both really, really liked Saints Row 5. 4, whatever. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
So it's the first. What should be the first thing that I play when I get back, other than Don't Starve?
Fuck that game.
I agree.
Seriously, haven't you been playing that in real life?
Kind of. I have kind of been playing it, except there's no winter, not yet. Thank God. That's the last thing I need is a winter, because then we probably would die. Well, what's the first game I should play when I come back?
Oh boy,
I think that's kind of the only big that's come out.
For you, yeah. I'm playing this. I'm playing Splinter Cell. I don't know if you'd like that. Very stealthy.
Well, I kind of like stealth. I really liked even though you weren't crazy about the last Splinter Cell, I really liked it. I played it on easy, of course, because I'm a pussy that way.
I'm playing this one on easy. It is so hard. So I have got my money twice over on this one. I am playing every mission 15 times because I keep failing.
Because I remember when they showed it off at E3, it looked like more of an action game than a stealth game.
It's everything. It really does a nice job of mixing it up. There's some missions you have to go totally stealth and you can't kill anybody, and there's other missions that you have to kill everybody. They mix it up. It's very RPG too, because I don't know if I played the last Splinter Cell or not. I know I played one a few years ago. Whereas you know how you unlock gear? Now you don't unlock gear. You actually get money and you can buy and upgrade your gear.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. And then you can, that's always a frustrating thing when you get gear, is like you finally get a piece of gear and it's not what you really want or need.
Yep. So that's what's really fun about this, is that you earn money to buy whatever. Now, what's really struck me, and I know it's just a game, but here you are, you're trying to save the world, Splinter Cell style, blah, blah, blah. They just can't give you all this gear. You have to buy it. It's like, hey,
you're right.
Thanks for saving the United States. By the way, we got a great deal on guns, 2 for 1. If you'd like to buy a gun,
I'm risking my life for you. The least you could do is give me a discount.
It's like, do you want to upgrade the plane? Why wouldn't you upgrade the plane? Why do I got to pay for it? Because you do your home base is you're flying around in a plane. And one of the options is upgrading the plane, and different things help you during the missions. And so it's kind of, so you upgrade, your suit, you upgrade your guns, you upgrade the plane. There's all these little things you do. Even on the plane, you walk around and talk to people. So it's not just straight mission after mission after mission. You can actually choose your missions how you want to do them. There's different ones available. So far, it's very fun. I think out of the 15 missions I've played, 1 I got through on the first try on easy. And the rest, as soon as you alert somebody, like, mission's over, you're done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most of the missions are like that. There's some you can fight your way out of, but for the most part, it's like, I'm pulling you out. They spotted you. You're like, oh, man.
Well, that says a lot that you were interested in that, because that's one of the things you hate to do, is die a lot.
Yes, I do. I hate to die a lot and I hate to fail, but this is one of these things where sometimes it's like, okay, I should have been more careful. I barged through. I didn't take my time, or I could have done this. So it's a lot of it's my own fault. And the thing is, it's an enjoyable. It really is. It's not like what was that last light, Metro Last Light, when you kept sliding off the cliff and sliding off the cliff and sliding off the cliff. It was like, oh, come on, I've slidden off this cliff 10 times. Just let me get by.
It's like, why you messed up.
Yeah, it's just. So you work around that, or you okay, maybe it's like, oh, geez, I got to kill this guy first rather than this guy, or something like that. But it's so fun, because I don't know how many times I've like, holy cow, I can climb up here. I never think to climb and go over people. That's part of Splinter Cell. I'm always thinking about creeping around them, but they give you a couple different ways to get by people. Mm-hmm. And the storyline is very good too. It really. You feel like you're in this story.
What's the story?
There's some bad guy is telling the United States to pull all their troops out of other countries and bring them back home. And if they don't, they got a blacklist of things that's going to happen to them. Okay? So you're trying to find out what this blacklist is, where they're going to attack, who's behind it, and all this other stuff there. So they got you going all over the world doing different things.
That's kind of cool. That sounds very 24-ish.
Yeah, it actually is very much like that, where it's like, okay, the first target is going to be, we think it's either going to be Dallas or Chicago or Philadelphia. So you got to try to, go and, do whatever there. And, a lot of it's...
Is it all domestic?
Well, they're attacking the United States, but you go to other places.
Okay.
Like, you got to go to one place to get a computer, and then you got to go to another place to hack into something. You got to go to another place to do something or other. It has a lot of old school Splinter Cell sneaking around in the dark, which was sorely missed in the last couple, I thought. The last couple of Splinter Cells. And some of the missions, there's one mission you got to infiltrate. it's not really a mansion, but it's like right on the water. And just whatever this thing is attached to the water, you got to go in. And I must have played that 3 times and beat it 3 times just because I enjoyed that particular mission. And I'm trying it different ways. Sometimes you snipe people. Sometimes you can stealth kill. Sometimes you don't have to kill anybody. And so there's a couple of missions I keep playing over and over because I just really enjoy it. It's like dancing in the shadows, Splinter Cell, and that's what I really enjoy about it. So yeah, many different ways. I haven't finished it. I don't know how many. I've been playing that pretty steady for a week now, and I just keep failing missions. I mean, you literally sit down and you plan on an hour of you don't say I'm going to play for 15 minutes because the missions are between 15 minutes and a half hour long, sometimes up to an hour, and that doesn't include all the times you die and got to go back to a checkpoint. Right. So when I sit down, I plan on an hour to play, and sometimes I don't even get through the whole mission in an hour.
How's the AI? Because a lot of these ones that give you, especially stealth stuff, that you have to go back to a checkpoint, that the AI sends the enemies in a predictable way. So essentially you just have to learn a pattern.
It's not exactly the same all the time.
Okay.
Which is kind of good. There's a couple missions you start off that you didn't see anybody, and then there's a couple missions, whoa, where'd that guy come from? But you find out there's 2 or 3 or maybe 4 different patterns that random starting positions. So it's not all, some of the older games, I see what you're saying. It's like there's always going to be a guy here. There's always going to be a guy here. It's not always like that.
Good.
But there is it's not completely different all the time. It is, I mean, once you learn, if you fail 10 times, you pretty much know what you got to do and how you got to do it.
Right.
You're like, okay, well, I can't go this way. And there's always another way. That's the unbelievable thing about this game. I would always, there's one mission, I would always go up a ladder, go over here, climb down, crawl through this thing, and try to take out the guy. And then one time I said, something, let me go, what's over here? Oh, there's a door. And this door walks right in behind the guy. I've been going all over the place trying to get this guy, and I get to sneak up behind him through this damn door. So you really got to look around and see what you can do.
Yeah, hold a second. It's going to get loud here. Water truck going by. Oh, no, sewage truck. Same thing. Same thing out here.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, highly recommended. Highly recommended the
right, so I might pick that up.
Splinter Cell.
I intend to spend a lot of time on Saints Row because, of course, it came out, I think, the day that I left.
Yeah. Both have good co-op.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a co-op partner for both of them, actually. There's one mission that I just can't do by myself. It's a defend mission where you gotta fight off 20 waves of attackers, which is really different for Splinter Cell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of wave-based thing?
Yeah, but it's kind of neat because you're in a contained area. It's like a block, a less than a block. You get 2 buildings across the street from each other you can go in and out of. And there's different rooms you can hide in. You can climb. You can't climb on a roof or anything, but you're in this embassy or something. But you can go across the street too, so you're not holed up in one room, so to speak, kind of fighting it off. You can walk around a little bit. And that's been fun. I got up to wave 6 or 7, and then 17 guys come into this little area, and you're bound to get spotted and picked off. And so I really am looking for a co-op partner to get through that mission there.
Deal. So I don't have long to talk, but I was reading the news today. I guess Microsoft has announced the date of November, was it 20th or 21st?
22nd.
22nd. November 22nd for the release of the Xbox. And that's like a week after PlayStation in the U.S.
I think that's Black Friday.
Is it Black Friday?
I thought Black Friday was the 29th.
Oh, it can't be the 29th.
I have a calendar.
It's the 29th.
I have the 22nd on my calendar with a little
second. Let me take a look.
Little line on it here.
I gotta pull up my
29th is Black Friday.
Oh, they're releasing on Black Friday.
No, they're releasing a week before.
Yeah, the week before.
Oh, okay.
On the 22nd. And PlayStation is on the 15th, the week before that.
Right. So, I don't know. Does that give an advantage to Microsoft or advantage to Sony?
Well,
I don't know. I mean, they're so close together. At that point, I feel like they're all but releasing on the same day. I mean,
they're not a month apart.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty comparable, which is nice because that means that at the end of the year, when you look at how much each one sold, you have pretty easy direct comparisons.
Right. Yeah, I think it might give a slight advantage to Sony with a caveat. Right now, everybody's kind of down on the Xbox One just because of the clusterfuckage of the feature information that's come out since June. But if Sony and Engineer Kev actually brought it up to me when I said, 22nd, that's a week after Sony. That might be interesting. And he said, well, the thing is that the PlayStation 4 might sell out. And if it sells out, then people are going to turn to the Xbox One. And that, I think, is the caveat, is that if Sony hits the ground running first and everybody freaking loves it, and this is the caveat, they have enough stock to be able to not have shortages, and that is a big, big caveat, they could actually just bury Microsoft.
I kind of think the battle line's been drawn. I think that if you're going to get a PS4, you're going to get a PS4. If you're going to get an Xbox One, you've made up your mind.
You think so?
I think so.
Gamers have, but I don't think the general public has, because I don't think the general public either cares about the console war. They're not into the nitty-gritty details.
The people that would go out looking for one on Black Friday, yeah, I mean, they're going to look for
what's available,
one, and they're going to buy whichever's available.
Right. Right, and if there's tons of PS4s, I think that the advantage that it gives to Sony is that given that release schedule, there's no way that Xbox can bury PS4.
No,
it's going to either Xbox 4 buries Sony or buries Xbox or not.
It's a tie.
It doesn't give Microsoft any advantage that it might have had it released a little bit ahead of PS4. Even if it had released on the same day, then it would have been at least given them a head-to-head.
Well, the feel that I'm getting out there is a lot of people are getting PS4 and they're holding off on Xbox One. I know I am. I think everybody here is on the Game Hounds. A couple other shows I listen to doing the same thing. A couple of my friends aren't doing anything right now. So I don't...
That's where the smart money is just sit and wait. You can wait until early December, late December, or even early January to make your decision to see how things kind of fall out as far as usefulness. Because if PS4 comes out and it's buggy as shit and needs firmware updates and it's not quite working right and it's a bit wonky, which I don't think will happen, but if it does, then PS4 is dead. Right now, the only hope that I think Xbox has to really kill Sony in at least the first couple of months is that the PS4 doesn't deliver what it says it's going to do.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if they come out and they fall on their face, and then they look like fools, and everybody's going to run back to Xbox One.
Right. And Xbox is going to be like, see, we told you.
Yeah. Jason Webb had an interesting point that the Xbox comes out before PS4 in Europe and Australia.
Yeah. And that's kind of interesting that the PlayStation would, and neither one of them have announced Japan.
I think Sony has.
Did they? I was reading today that neither one of them have firmed up a date for Japan release, which is interesting, especially with Sony. You think that they would be, because Sony. Sony owns Japan.
Let's be honest. Whichever one goes out in Japan, PlayStation's going to win. Xbox is not going to. Xbox will release in Japan sometime next year,
right?
Because no one in Japan cares about the Xbox.
But it does kind of leave the rest of the world open because they're going to be, the Xbox One is a worldwide release one day, whereas Sony has staggered it considerably.
Although the Xbox also is releasing in far fewer territories.
True. That's true. That they did cut down their territories by 13, like last month sometime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they did that, is they didn't want to stagger it. They just wanted to make a great big thing. I'm not quite sure if Xbox is just trying to play catch up or if they are truly this confident. I would think that it's probably the former because they have not stuck to their guns and had to revamp the Xbox One since June so considerably. That they're more reactionary as opposed to being just confident at what they've got now.
Yeah, certainly.
So anything else I missed? What else? What's other big news?
Anybody else leave Microsoft?
Anybody else leave Zynga? Anybody else leave Microsoft for Zynga?
Oh, wow. That would be a terrible decision. Who in the right mind would do that?
I don't know. Probably the same guy that would, pump out the Xbox One with all these yucky features nobody wants and then walk them back.
Nick, you must have some news. Hang on a sec.
Ballmer's retiring, I guess?
Wait. Hang on one sec.
What?
We got to play the music.
All right.
There we go. Here's the Game Hounds news, views, and reviews, and New Zoo review. And Nick DiNicola, Holy Goalie Edie Sellers, and Henrietta Hippo.
Oh, my God.
I hate that show. I really did.
I love what? New Zoo review?
The New Zoo review, because it used to have
it's climbing right at you.
There was all these cool shows on in the morning when I was a kid. And it was, I don't know what, I forget what they were now, but I really liked them. Right up till about 10 a.m. And then New Zoo review come on. I was just like, click. I'm going to go outside and play.
I love the New Zoo review.
Hated that. Charlie the Owl. Oh, hated those guys.
I can't even remember this. The only one I remember is Henrietta Hippo.
So anyway. All right, Nick, what do you got for news?
Not a whole lot of stuff. You remember that whole Illumaroom thing that Xbox showed off? Where it's like, oh, you've got a projector and it projects stuff out into the room itself?
Uh-huh.
Apparently that's actually really, really expensive, and Microsoft Research doesn't expect it to be on stores like anytime in the distant future. How
expensive? Did they give an idea?
No, they just said a nifty piece of technology. I wouldn't expect to see that. It's very cool tech, but it requires projectors and things. Super neat if you're in a lab. But for average customers, it's like thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Nick, that was like the worst piece of news you've ever
oh, yeah?
Ever brought to the show.
Come on, what do you got? Huh? Bring it.
Netflix. No, I don't
That's not gaming related.
It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah?
Yep. Can't wait.
Man, I wish I had crickets right now. Seriously.
Do you know what I've been watching on Netflix is Revolution? Did you ever see that on TV when all the lights went out?
Which one?
Revolution.
Oh, Kevin's watching that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just started watching that on Netflix.
And
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of I like this futuristic apocalyptic type of scenarios. Always have. Yeah. Always like futuristic stuff.
Oh, hey, last night when I was just done with my last shift, I finally got some sleep, a nap, and then we were like, well, we could start breaking down now, and I'm like, I'm cooked. Let's just spend a night just being bad at Burning Man. And we went into our RV and we watched Paul, Simon Pegg.
Oh, the alien one?
That's a good one.
Oh, such a good movie. Is it flawed? Yeah, it's totally flawed. The end is totally not thought out properly, but God, it is funny.
But it's a comedy. It doesn't need like
it's Simon Pegg.
Super, focused ending.
Yep.
It's good for hippies, you know.
It's good for Nothing is good for hippies. Oh, God.
I can say The World's End is very good. And everyone should go see that.
I was really bummed it rolled out here, and I'm debating on whether I want to see it in Reno or wait till I get home. Depends on how tired I am and how much I want to just kind of disengage from lights and stuff because we're staying in a casino hotel. So if I can handle the casino, I'll stay back in the casino. But if I can't handle the casino, we might just go out and go see it. So it's scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say 8 or 9.
Really?
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely really, really good. It's that perfect mix of like genuine drama, like these characters. You're like, well, I really care about these guys, and then just like flat out hilarious hijinks. Like
Um,
it walks that same deft line that Shaun the Dead did.
I was going to say,
I-
has it comparable to Shaun of the Dead? Which one would you say is better?
I like Shaun the Dead better, but I mean, it's kind of right up my alley, zombie
Yeah.
comedy, and it was the first one. I think it's better than Hot Fuzz.
Better than Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, but
I freaking loved Hot Fuzz.
that's what my brother said too. And
Your
I don't know.
brother said Edie liked Hot Fudge?
Yeah, I don't know how he knows that.
That's
but
unbelievable.
He was very certain of that fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always thought that Shaun was better than Hot Fuzz.
Huh. I don't know. I'm looking
'Cause
again.
Hot Fuzz didn't have that.
What's better?
Hot Fuzz didn't have that same heart. It didn't have that same drama, like at the core of everything.
Hot Fuzz is clear in my mind.
I think I actually might have liked Hot Fuzz better because Simon Pegg didn't play his typical slacker self.
He is
No,
not a slacker self in World's End. Well, maybe, kind of. No, not
He's
really.
kind of the fuck up, isn't he?
He's the fuckest of the fuck ups.
Right. And see, I could see that. Whereas in Hot Fuzz, he played the straight-laced one, the law and order guy that everybody else wasn't. You know,
He was kind of a fuck up cop.
he was an over-the-top,
Right.
anal retentive cop.
Right.
And that's what I kind of liked about it because it was a completely different character from what he's played in Shaun of the Dead and then in every subsequent movie ever. Paul, he played kind of another, nerd, kind of doesn't really quite fit in thing, especially on a road trip in America. And Hot Fuzz, he was a very straight-laced OCD cop, and he did it well, which I really appreciated. After seeing Shaun of the Dead, and here he is kind of like this, slacker that comes, like almost could have been lifted straight out of Spaced, his television series, and you see him in this other completely different character, and he makes it work. He's believable as that personality, which made me appreciate him as an actor. Not only, I've always appreciated him as a writer and a director and a creator, but
He does a damn good job in World's End.
Doesn't he?
Yeah. But I think that's why I like Shaun better too, because I don't know, he has more of a range there. I mean, he's kind of the goofball, but he's also deadly serious at times. He's extremely sad at times, extremely happy. He goes through the whole spectrum.
Nice.
God, I gotta watch him.
Up next on the Movie Hounds, we're going to talk about Jaws.
That's kind of it. The rest that I've been playing, I don't know. There's not much to talk about. I played some more Payday 2, and it's fun, but like you were saying before, Goalie, about like how getting upgrades, like you get an upgrade and you can't use it, and it's like, well, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
In Payday, all the upgrades you get are random.
Ooh.
Oh.
So it sucks because I keep getting like mods for guns I don't own.
Oh.
And it's like, what the fuck is the point of this?
Yeah,
And even
that's
then,
kind of
once
how I
you
feel
break
with
them-
Mass Effect multiplayer in the same way. That it's like,
Yeah.
oh great, I got all these mods that I can't use because I don't use these guns.
Like everything in Payday 2 is based on randomness, and it's really disheartening.
That's too bad. That's what's good about Splinter Cell. Is the first thing I did is I grabbed a sniper and I upgraded it to all the things I wanted, and that's my go-to gun. And even when they say don't bring a sniper in this mission, I bring the sniper to the mission. Unless it's that defend I was talking about, which you can even still use a sniper for that, but you kind of want to unload on guys in the defend. But that's too bad. I like like even in some of the other games that we played, some of the battlefields and stuff, you pretty much could pick what you wanted. I did like that.
And then I played some Killer is Dead, which is the new Suda51 game. And that's odd and interesting in ways that his games usually are, but I don't know. I don't have an opinion of it yet. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. So, yeah.
Well, it's Suda51. It's hard to know how you feel about anything with Suda51.
Well, also, I feel like I have to get to the end and then kind of look back and think about it some.
Right.
I've been jamming out on the Vita some more.
You really liking that Vita, huh?
I didn't say I really liked it. Don't put words in my mouth, please. Okay. I've been forcing myself to play a little bit more. I'm finding this is not going to be the device to play first-person shooters on, or third-person shooters. It's still a little clunky, even though I bought the little the holder with the handset on it, or the handles on it, that makes it a lot better to play. Let me tell you, that's the $5 well spent on the Vita. It's still a little clunky trying to play shooter games. And I started to play Uncharted, the Uncharted that was on the Vita for free. And a lot of climbing and shooting. It's maybe if I go into options and adjust the settings, it might help a little bit. But it's a little clunky. Maybe I'm not used to it. I like my Xbox controller and the big screen and the whole bit, and sitting on my couch rather than kind of looking at a tiny screen with these little tiny things going on. But it is fun for other games. I got that Nun Attack that we saw at PAX East. That was only a couple of bucks. That was fun. The wife's playing that Montezuma's Treasure there, which is basically a Bejeweled game. We've both been playing... Oh, I got a Ghost Recon that was ported over from PSP. That's horrible. Yeah, I wasted money on that thing. That sucks. Yeah, I saw the videos to watch it. It looked really good, and I'm playing it, and it's just... It's really hard to control and hard to play. I don't even know if I want to go back to it or not. But there's a few other games on there, mostly puzzle-style games. A Puzzle Quest is on there, and just, plodding our way through it. I got the Uncharted. It was free, so I'm going to try to play that. Unit 13 was not bad. It was kind of a stealthy shooter game. That's not bad either. So we're plugging away with the Vita a little bit. It is kind of neat, though. Some of the things it does, whereas you can see who's playing what around you. That's kind of cool, actually. So you can.
What do you mean? Like
you go to the icon. It says near, and it brings up a little map, and it doesn't show exactly where anybody is, but it says like 2 kilometers away, someone's playing Tetris. And,
really?
Yeah, 3 kilometers away, somebody's playing this. So I don't know if you could actually friend them or what you got to do. I'm not that familiar with it yet, but it is.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it shows you who's around you playing, and maybe you could play something together, maybe you couldn't. Zach Maynard, our resident old school gamer here, suggests Wipeout 2048. I did play that, Mr. Maynard. That was one of the free games that came with PlayStation Nation, or PlayStation Plus, or PlayStation Live, or whatever the hell it is. It wasn't bad. It's a little racing game. That was kind of cool. Gravity Rush, tried that. Kind of confusing. The screen flips around, so it's gravity. That's kind of a confusing game. And he said Dragon's Crown. I haven't tried Dragon's Crown. Yeah, Shotty Yaga.
I thought that was for PlayStation.
It is. That's what I've been playing, the Vita.
No, I thought it was only on PS3.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't know it was on Vita.
Yeah, maybe it's a scaled-down version.
That's right. You could try Dive Kick.
Everybody's telling me about Dive Kick. I'm not a fighter game. That's one of those Mortal Kombat things.
But it seems kind of cool because it's basically one-hit kill, and all you can do is jump and kick.
Yeah, see, I don't like those at all.
I think that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. So I've been kicking around the Vita. One thing in Splinter Cell, going back to Splinter Cell, that I wish they did is I wish they had crazy achievements like Red Dead Redemption had, and even Saints Row 4 had to a little degree. Because I went into this one area, it was a mill, and it was a big machine that was grinding up rocks, and they're like, oh, you got to stay away from that machine, right? So instinctively, I grabbed the guy and killed one of their guys, and I picked up the body, and I threw him in the machine, thinking I might get some sort of achievement, and I didn't get anything. It would have been great if that was so obvious to make an achievement for that. Because they stay away from the grinder, Sam. It'll grind you right up. So the first guy I killed, I threw him in there and nothing.
That's too bad.
It would have been nice if it had that. Most of the achievements are pretty straightforward Splinter Cell stuff that I found so far. Would have been nice to have a little humor in there. There was a couple of one-liners that you got to chuckle on, but for the most part, it's a very serious game.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty much... Like with Saints Row 4, I haven't beaten it yet, but I've pretty much done like every side quest stuff. Oh, I also found out a way to look at the collectibles on your map to make it easier to find all those clusters.
Yeah.
If you go to the map and then hit down on the D-pad.
Yeah, you can. Yep, I did that, and it shows them all. That's what I've been
Yep.
doing. I've been picking them all off. I got a few hundred left. I'm going to try to do it.
Yeah, I got them all. So I've been doing that instead of playing the story.
I'm just watching. I'm looking through all of the stuff on the in the chat room. Hey, everybody! There's Tanya, Jaeger, Jason. God, oh man, I miss you guys. Just hearing your voices just like puts me back in sorts. I've been out of sorts without you. Miss you.
Yeah, you've been away. You've been on Mars.
You complete me. I am
Yeah.
on Mars. You saw the pictures. It's freaking
I
Mars
did.
here.
Yeah, you FaceTimed me the other night. Oh my gosh, I was like, there's no way. There's no way I could be there. There was too much nothing there.
You'd hate it. Oh well, there's a lot of something here when it's on. But there's
If you like fire,
the heat. Well, it's not just fire during the day. It's not fire.
everything you said was
During the
about
day, it's a lot
fire.
of naked chicks. A lot of naked people.
Oh,
Whole lot of boobs. Whole lot of penises.
did you get a lot of pictures? I hope.
No.
Why?
Why did we send you there?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's respectful. Not people are out here. They're clothless. It's respectful not to be taking pictures of them.
Well, you want to walk around. You know what I mean?
They're clothesless. That's what they want.
They do.
They want to be seen.
They
No,
do.
they don't.
You-
Be picture put on the internet for them.
Oh, I wouldn't put it on the internet. I just look at it and make it my phone screensaver.
Put it in your photo book.
Yeah. Some of the hot chicks, maybe.
So unfortunately, I should go because I even though it's the ass crack of the day.
You gotta go
it's
put some.
hot.
You gotta put some clothes on. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm always fully clothed here. Always.
Oh
fully
yeah, Nick. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm not one of those people, especially on perimeter. It's like no drinking, no going naked.
Wow.
We're serious shit. Yeah, I'll post. I was just actually when you called, I was watching a YouTube video of like advertising. It's like if you want to be part of the perimeter Exodus team, here's what you do. And the way that they describe perimeter, it says if you want to be a sniper in the zombie apocalypse, this is the department for you. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. But no, it gets super hot from about noon to 2. And even though it's the ass of the day, I do want to get out of here because I have had one shower in 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a day. So I had one shower one night and then, of course, walked out. And then we had a dust storm that day. So I was completely covered again. So
Yeah, it looks like you're over in Syria from some of the pictures you showed me.
it's a lot like what you would imagine Syria. And the dust is very much like Syria. I have friends and family that have served over in the Middle East, and they're like the sand gets everywhere. It's like the dust is everywhere. It's in every part of you. It just becomes part. You eat it, you smell it. It's in your nose. It's in your lungs. I come away from here and my lungs are just crap. It doesn't help that I smoke like hell. By the way, when I come home, and I'm making this official so I can rely upon the Gamehounds Nation.
You're
to
quitting
help me along.
smoking again.
No, no, we are definitely quitting smoking when we go home. She says as she sucks on the last bit of her cigarette. It's a combination of cigarettes, and you smoke like crazy up here because then you go sit in the shade. And what else are you gonna do? Have a cigarette. But yeah, no, it's official that in like a huge capacity when I come home. So I'm gonna rely upon all you guys to keep me honest, to keep me straight. The Sellers household is going to be smoke free when we get back.
Yeah.
Shut up! I can do that. Fuck you. Yeah, my lungs are just toast, and it's a lot of most of it is the dust, a lot of it is the cigarettes, because you tend to smoke a lot up here. You smoke so much up here. So, but it's gonna be done when we go home. So keep me honest.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go back to PAX.
planning on going on a health kick, kind of right along with you, Goalie.
Yeah, PAX.
You can do it. I can do it.
Remember PAX East 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not smoking anymore. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you have to get both people in the household on board.
That
I
is
come home
true. That is
We're
true.
quitting smoking, and Kevin be like, okay,
You
sure.
can't
and
do
then
it.
You
You-
would just keep smoking and wait for me to cave.
Yeah, you
Just like constant taunting.
yeah, it's whether it's food, alcohol, or cigarettes. You really you can't have one person in the house just doing it and then the other person trying to stop. I mean, it is possible. I mean, my grandparents did it because, one of them said, the doctor said, you're going to die if you don't quit smoking. So that day, he quit smoking. And then slowly.
That's pretty good motivation.
Yeah, slowly, I think my grandmother was the second one to stop. She stopped like a few years later, but,
Right. You have to have a lot, way more willpower than I have to say, all right, I'm going to be the one that's going to lead you. You're not going to lead me.
Yeah, but I don't know how many times I've had relatives that have tried to quit, but the other one keeps smoking, and they last all of a week or two, then they go back to smoking, and then the other one tries to quit, and the other one keeps on smoking. It's just they never stop. You got to do it together.
Yeah, so, and Burning Man has definitely gotten us on board because, of course, Kevin smokes like a goddamn chimney when he's up here.
Yeah, I know.
Like
he's so like that. He's so like that. Oh, my gosh. It's just one after another. Oh, man, that guy, I tell you. But then he can shoot a gun straight as an arrow. Go figure.
I've never been a chain smoker. I'm very proud of the fact I have never been a chain smoker. But Kevin is Mr. I need to take a break. As soon as you take a break, you drink a bunch of water, and then you have a cigarette. Then you go work for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, come back in. It's like you sit back down in the shade because you're overheated and you're sweating and you drink some water and drink some water, and then you start to light up another cigarette. So, but fortunately that it's kind of like overkill. You smoke so much up here that when you come back, you're like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. So it's now confirmed. When we go home, it's over.
Until next Burning Man.
Until next Burning Man. The Burning Man don't smoke. Everybody smokes up here. Even when you don't smoke, you end up smoking. So,
Nick, I'm glad
taste of dust in your lungs because it has a specific taste to it. You can smell it. And it's in your nose, and it's in your lungs, and it's in your mouth.
Nick, I got a big conundrum going on here. I mean, I'd love to go and see boobs, but I don't want to start smoking. So I mean, I mean,
yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, not breathing literal dust that has been kicked up by a bunch of people that haven't taken a shower in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm okay not doing that.
You would both hate this place. Goalie more than Nick, but you would both hate it here.
Is it outside?
It's all outside, baby.
Oh, I can't do that.
Packed out. Radical self-reliance. You bring in all your water, you take out all your garbage, you leave no trace.
Oh.
Nothing but footprints. So, yeah, it's all outside. The only thing that the organization provides you is they water the roads. They create a city that has roads in it. And porta potties. And that's it. Yeah, porta potties. I'm just done with porta potties. Fucking done with porta potties. Oh, man. Just knowing that you have smelled thousands of other people's shit for the last week. Intimately familiar with, hey, there's Bob's poop. That's my neighbor's poop. I know it because he just left me, and it's like, oh, yeah, that must be his. Wow, he's got loose bowels. What's he been eating?
Oh, you recognize the smell. You're like, oh, yeah, that's Bob.
That's Bob.
Are you turning into a dog? You're becoming a game hound?
You can identify each other by the smell of their butts, pretty much. And there's always porta potty art that just kind of happens. It's like somebody put in these porta potties where you would assume it was motion controlled way up in the corner. So it's like you'd walk in and apparently would do stuff. Kevin's got 2 of them. He kept on saying, the 11th porta potty, 11th from the left, make sure you use it. And I never got to it before they had to take it out because I guess people freaked out because they thought it was a camera because people are fucking idiots. And then somebody else a couple days later did a experimental aromatherapy project where you'd go into it and they would have different aromatherapies in each of the porta potties. So you'd walk in, it's like, ooh, this one's lavender. Oh, that one's spearmint. Ooh, this one's chamomile. And they all just smelled awesome. It smelled like, peppermint and poo, but it was at least a different.
Do you know what you should have done?
That's my favorite candy bar.
You know what you should have done? Now that hearing the things here, what you got to do is you got to bring a camera next time and put it up by the porta potty, not plug it in or anything. But maybe one of those fake ones with the red light so people will think they're being filmed and then no one goes near it and it's all yours. Is that brilliant? Is that brilliant?
Brilliant.
Good idea.
I ain't going to that one. I'm going to be on film. Yeah, baby. Dance all mine.
Yep. So yeah, it's been my week, but I should go because I'm leaving the rest of the packing to Kevin, and I'm going to be back in Reno tonight. Come hell or high water, motherfucker. I need a goddamn bath.
Yeah, we're actually checking out early, too. I got to go and take the dogs out for a walk, and Nick's going to go out in the sun, I heard.
Yeah. At least until I get to work.
Fat
I've just got to speed there as fast as I can.
Did you ever see that? There was a cartoon movie that was out, like Hotel Transylvania. Did you see that?
No, I know
No.
it though.
When at the end, Dracula was trying to get to the airport, and everybody in town made like a little roof so he could travel and not being in the sun. He ran through the whole town. Everybody put their arms up, and created a shade for him. It was pretty funny. I was thinking about you, Nick.
Yeah,
I could.
good for
That
you.
sounds pretty awesome.
It does. So
So,
anyway,
well,
you've been
back-
listening to the Game Hounds. Happy endings. We recorded this on.
with a rare on the spot coverage of after Burning Man. I can't believe I'm actually podcasting from the middle of the fucking nothing desert. Seriously, there's fucking nothing. I can see porta potties and smoke.
from
That's it.
from Lake Titicaca.
Lake Titicaca. Actually, it's called Lake Wahonton, which is what it was originally before it dried out 12,000 years ago.
Nice. So
Yeah.
anyway, you're listening to Game Hounds. Find our website, gamehounds.net. Over at Facebook, we are facebook.com/thegamehounds. On Twitter, it's Game Hounds. If you like my Twitter, it's Gamer Goalie. And Nick is Thursday Nick. So
come say
many
hi.
ways to get a hold of us. We have a text
Great.
line. If you'd like to text us, 304-300-9889. All sorts of ways to get a hold of us here at the Game Hounds. If you're listening to our Happy Ending show, we record live every Wednesday, 3 p.m. normal time and noon kooky time out there in the West Coast. And we should be back with our normal weekly show, which is pre-recorded, edited, and uploaded by Edie Sellers. And that should be back next week as we bring to you all the news and views in the gaming community. Did I miss anything?
That's it.
All right.
GameHounds.net is our website. You can find both Happy Endings and our regular podcast when it goes up every week. And also don't forget to check out iTunes. iTunes has both Happy Endings and the regular Game Hounds show. So you can sign up for both of those and get those delivered fast and efficiently to your MP3 player of choice.
Very nice, very nice. So we'll be back. It's the first week of September here. So oh my God, we're going to be recording our first show back on September 11th. Ooh.
Really?
Oh, no.
Awesome.
Really? When is that? A Wednesday?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, yep.
So September 11th, we'll be back with a full Game Hound show. So until then, actually, we'll see if everybody wants to come back. Everybody in the chat room, thanks for joining us once again. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. And then our new show will be up, hopefully about 10 days from now. Something like that. Whenever the Queen gets back to civilization.
Miss you guys. I miss you all. I can't wait to actually get back in the swing of things. And this
Jeebus.
is a real treat to be doing this today.
You travel more than the Obamas do. Let me just say that. All right. Good night, everybody.